how to get what you want. Welcome to the Fresh Thinking School of Psychology. Look around you. You can see the haves and the haves not. Of course, you can. Some people have everything fall into their lap, whereas others may try just as hard but don't get everything. We all have good breaks and bad breaks. So, why do some people go on to get what they often want, whereas others always seem to get the short end of the stick? Well, it is a lot to do with you personally. If you get the foundations in place, you are much more likely to get what you want. So before we look at the techniques you can use, let's start by considering how you can maximize your chances of getting anything you decide to go for. It is obvious, but hang on. Are you sure you know what you are trying to get? Promotion? A pay raise? Are you desperate for somebody to offer you a new job in his or company? Or do you want to persuade your partner to cut her hours and spend more time with you? Start a family. You see, the clearer you are about what you want, the easier it is to aim for it. Otherwise, you may still need to find out when you have got it. Try asking yourself the following questions. How will I know I have got what I want on this? What will be the difference? What will have changed? How will your life look like? So, the first step to getting what you want is to identify precisely what that want is. Know what you want. Try asking yourself, how will I know if I've got what I want on this? What will be different? What will have changed? How will your life look like? So, the first step to getting what you want is to identify precisely what that want is. Know how much you want. So, it is essential to know what you really want. No one can have anything. So, work out how much you want the particular thing you are aiming at, especially concerning all the other things you might want. Sometimes you only know what you want once it happens. You can't always predict what is going to come your way. But if you are open to possibility and are willing to try things to see where it takes you, sometimes it will take you to a place you couldn't have envisioned, but that is perfect for you. You might get something different from what you originally envisioned as your goal. Still, you can decide to want it, has already gotten it. Only you will ever really know whether you get what you want. Refrain from being a fuzzy thinker. You have to be firm with yourself after you have identified what you want and decided why you want it and how much you need to decide whether you will do something about it. Commitment. That is what you need. After all, what are you waiting for if this is definitely what you want? People who get what they want are generally decisive. And if you want to do this without asking, you need to be double firm with yourself. It is okay. Decisive behavior may not come naturally to all of us, but you can learn it. Just jump in with both feet. It gets easier every time. Know what it takes. So, how will you go about making things happen to reach that goal? It won't just happen. You need to make a list. It could be extended, it could be very short, of the things that must happen to achieve your goals. After all, if you don't know what they are, how will you ensure they actually happen? Look, you have to put something in to get something out. Much of the work may simply be a matter of thinking, or it might take months of long hard work. But, however, it might look from the outside. Good things don't just fall into people's laps. Only a few times. Anyway, if you want something, you must work out how to get it, which is the first stage of that process. You are not alone, and you don't have to do this alone. Even if you don't take other people into your confidence, you may need their cooperation. So start by establishing who can help you. They may be an essential part of the team, or they may not, even though they are helping you. Break big ambitions into chunks. What does that mean? Well, dealing with any life or work problem will be much easier if you have good friends or your partner backing you up. And if your family is really with you, it can provide that crucial, practical, and emotional support. You may also want a network of other people in your situation. Take big ambitions into stages and treat every stage as an achievement. Otherwise, the mountain will be too high to scale and you will lose heart. In fact, you may well end up with far less than you could have had. Sometimes what you want should be achievable in a reasonable short time, but other aspirations are too big to take a blind jump at. You need to break them into manageable steps. It is essential to treat every one of those steps seriously and think each one through as carefully as you would if they were your eventual goal and not just a starting point. Take big ambitions in stages and treat every stage as an achievement. Otherwise, the mountain will be too high to scale and you will lose heart. In fact, you may well end up with far less than you could have had. Milestones are important for two reasons. First, for one thing, milestones help you get organized so you can launch your plan more effectively. And for another thing, they ensure you stay on track and keep pointing toward your destination. It is great to focus ahead on what you are trying to achieve, but remember to look back and see how far you have come. Every time you reach any milestone along the way, you need to recognize the fact, rejoice, celebrate, enjoy your success, and bask in the achievement. It may only be one step towards your ultimate goal, but it is one more step toward your ultimate goal. That it is a good thing. It is worth enjoying. The power of positive thought is enormous. You will feel more prosperous by consciously acknowledging your achievement along the way. And that in turn will make your future challenges seem more achievable. So it is really important to celebrate. Write down what you want and then write down what you need to get it. Then put down any chunks you need to break your goal into more minor ones. And the more detailed steps along the way, what you need to achieve first. You are doing this for a couple of reasons. First, to begin with, you will remember it is, if you are careful, anything worth having will take some detailed thought, planning, and preparation and groundwork laying. If it is down in writing, you can avoid leaving out something vital that slows you down or stops you in your tracks, and also seems more natural once you have something down in black and white. This is your plan. Things are spinning up to happen, actually happening. There is progress. No longer a dream or a vague wish, but a solid, clear-cut plan of action. Some things are going to be more complicated than others, right? It is one thing to put aside a bit of money every week in the spring, but another to keep saving in the months before Christmas or while you are on vacation. Meeting your performance targets at work should be doable, but carrying off that presentation smoothly is a far more significant challenge. Right? We are going to make things happen. What things? When? Well, you must put a date by all the things you have listed that you need to do. Otherwise, it may never happen. Does this sound a bit like project management to you? Well, good, because it is. Getting what you want is a project, and you need to plan for it. Similarly, deadlines, that's what you need. Something to work to. You need to decide when things will happen, or at least the latest date by which they will have happened. Everything needs a deadline, or why will it ever bother to happen? You can probably complete it before the deadline. Well, that's great, but if you let everything pass, it will never happen at all, and you'll have only yourself to blame. Of course, there's always the obvious route to getting what you want, but that is the bit you don't want to do. Well, okay, let's find another way around it then. If you think creatively, there's often another way to get what you are after. So don't give up. Get thinking. The last point should have been shown you where negative thinking gets you. Yep, that is right. Nowhere. If what you want is significant, meaningful, complex, or daunting, your biggest challenge may be the psychological one. Most ones that are at all realistic are potentially achievable. But if you let yourself be put off, you are far less likely to get there. In fact, you may never even start. You will make excuses, procrastinate, avoid the tricky bits, and generally never give the thing a decent shot. So it is essential to get yourself into the right frame of mind, a positive frame of mind. Don't give yourself permission to be pessimistic about the outcome. Don't allow yourself to go through scenarios in your mind that involve failing at this, being too late for that, just missing out, or being told you haven't earned or won or got what you want. As soon as your mind starts to head that way, be firm. Tell yourself no. That kind of thinking is forbidden, banned, and verboten. Instead, think about your aim. Consider all the points you have on your side. Reflect on how far you have come, and think about how good it will be when you finally get what you want. Remind yourself of all the times you and others have got what they want despite obstacles and challenges, and list all the reasons why you should succeed. Positive thinking isn't something that only positive people can do. It is quite the other way around. Positive people are so because they choose to think positive thoughts. If you are feeling negative or doubted by the challenges of getting what you want, don't hang out with people who will confirm those negative thoughts. Instead, head for the people you know will build you up and help you to feel positive. If you want to believe in something, you must say it aloud. Tell yourself, family, and unequivocally how it is. Whatever you choose to say to yourself, say it as often as you like, several times a day, at least. This is one of the cornerstone of positive thinking because you are constantly reiterating positive thoughts. We all know that if you hear anything often enough, you start to believe it. Well, this is your opportunity to make that fact work for you. Believe in yourself. Enthusiasm, optimism, positive thinking, they are infectious. You know that. So use it to your advantage. Go into any room believing in yourself, and the person you are talking to will believe in you too. And they are 10 times more likely to say yes to anything you say. Expect ups and downs. Whatever we learn as we get older is that life will have its ups and downs. We also learn that dealing with those ups and downs in life is a never-ending process. Life's ups and downs create the richness of all of our lives. How we handle life's ups and downs is what defines who we are. Everything in life has its ups and downs, the ins and outs, pluses and minuses. Some bits of your grand plan will go far more smoothly than you dared hope, whereas others will throw up problems you simply hadn't foreseen. What I'm saying is that is okay. It is life. You should have been expecting the unexpected. Don't let the downs drag you down. Face them philosophically. Just say to yourself, this is one of those downs I knew will crop up at some point, and deal with it. Yes, it is a pain, but no, it doesn't have to ruin all your plans. Signing off, Dr. Masasikani Mishak Kosa, Director of the Fresh Thinking School of Psychology, the Thinking Futurist. Thank you.